Trustees. My name is Willie White, and as the President, I have the pleasure of calling this meeting to order. This is a meeting of the Board of Trustees being held in front of the public, which is not the same as a public hearing or meeting for the public. The Board and the District appreciate your interest of our constituents and welcome you to our meetings. However, in our Board meetings of Trustees, only the Board members and the members of the administration who are providing information to the Board should be speaking during the meeting, except for the portion of the meeting designated for public input. Should any audience members have questions during the meeting, please do not interrupt the meeting or interject your questions or comment in the middle of the meeting. Instead, please raise your hand, raise your questions or concerns with the appropriate person at the conclusion of the meeting so that the Board can conduct our Board business without interruption. Please note that the meeting is being live streamed on YouTube. For that reason, I ask that you please place your cell phones on silence. And if you may take a call during the meeting, please quietly step outside. A meeting of the Board of Trustees is a meeting of the Board in the public, not a public meeting, which is to say the audience participation at a Board meeting is limited to the public comment section of the meeting. At all times during the meeting, the audience shall not enter into discussion or debate on matters being discussed by the Board. During public comment to the Board may finish special factual information or recite policy, but by law, the Board shall not deliberate or decide regarding on any subject that is not included on the agenda for the meeting, and deliberation or decision by the Board will occur during the discussion of the agenda item and not public comment. During regular Board meetings, public comments may address any topic, whether posted on the agenda or not. During special call meetings or work sessions, public comments are limited to the items posted on the agenda item. In order to participate in the public comment portion of a meeting, members of the public must sign up with the presiding officer or designee no later than 5 minutes before the meeting scheduled to begin and shall indicate the topic about which they wish to speak. Individuals may be given up to 3 minutes to speak during the public comment. However, when necessary, for effective meeting management or accommodate large numbers of individuals wishing to address the Board, the presiding officer may make adjustments to the public comment procedures, including adjusting when public comments will occur during the meeting, recording agenda items, deferring public comment on non-agenda items, continuing agenda items to a later meeting, providing expanded opportunity for the public comment, or adjusting the time allotted each speaker. However, no individual shall be given less than 1 minute per person to make their public comment. A member of the public who addresses the Board through a translator shall provide a translator. A member of the public who addresses the Board through a translator must be given at least twice the amount of time as a member of the public who does not require a translator. The presiding officer or designee shall determine whether a person addressing the Board has attempted to solve the matter administratively through the resolution channels established by the policy. If not, the person presenting shall be halted, and the person shall be referred to the appropriate policy to seek resolution, which is our policy DGBA, employee complaints, FNG, student or parent complaints, GF, public comments. There shall be no disruption of the meeting by members of the audience. If after at least one warning from the presiding officer, an individual continues to disrupt the meeting by his or her words or actions, the presiding officer may request assistance from law enforcement to move and have the individuals removed from the meeting at once the individual is escorted off the premises. The person is not permitted to return during the meeting. Individuals with signs and props or displays shall sit in the last row of the chairs or along the back wall, so not to interfere with the meeting or the public observation of the meeting. During public comment, individuals shall not use names of district employees or district students unless the student about whom they are speaking is their own child. That's what I wanted to do. Get them out of the way. Call to order and pledge allegiance to the flag and pledge in the inspirational moment.
Mr. President, board members, faculty and staff, students and parents, good morning and welcome. Before we start, I cannot believe the month of May, graduation. It's been a blessing and an honor to see our students thrive. This time of year it's kind of hectic and everything, but it's great to go on the campuses and go to the extracurricular activities and see the parents and students this time of the year. It's great. So looking forward to next Friday, 6 o'clock. So
Cool.
our Pledge of Allegiance is serving Fort Sam Houston Elementary School. His name is Charles Smith IV and is a member of Miss Leland's 5th grade class. Charles is the son of Army First Sergeant Class Charles Smith III and Mrs. Sharon Smith. Charles has one sister, McKinley, and she is a 3rd grader at Fort Sam Houston Elementary. Charles's favorite subject is social studies, and his hobbies include baseball, visiting national parks, and hanging out at child youth services. His future goals are to attend the University of Denver and become a historian. And just speaking with Charles, I said, why history? I was a history major. And he says he loves history, more of the war type history, and why Denver, Colorado. Was born there and likes that area, so he wants to get back there. So thank you, Charles. Our middle school pledger is one of our outstanding 8th grade students at Robert G. Cole Middle School. Her parents are Lieutenant Colonel Eric Fielder and Adrian Fielder. Welcome, folks. Molly is a member of the National Junior Honor Society, Athletic Leadership Council, JS, 2S, Intermediate Band, Pet Band, and she is also a member of the 8th grade volleyball, basketball, and tennis teams. So she keeps very busy, to say the least. With all those activities, she still has time enjoying hanging out with her friends. Molly says her favorite things about Cole are the middle school tennis program and all the clubs available at the school, and she really likes this dyslexia program and the nice basketball gyms. After high school, Molly plans to attend Dr. Sarna, Texas A&M, and major in behavioral and cognitive neuroscience. So, good job. That's a great university. Not partial, and our inspirational moment is going to be delivered by our high school senior, class of 2024, Mr. Jeremiah Johnson. Jeremiah is a proud participant in the Coles Boys Athletic Program, and he has been a member of our FSHISD family since 9th grade when the Johnson family moved to Texas from South Korea back in 2020. Jeremiah is the child of Major Retired Luther Johnson and Lieutenant Colonel Mary Johnson, who served in the U.S. Army for a combined total of 54 years, 30 years and 24 years respectively. Ms. Johnson and your husband, we thank you for our service. Thank you. And so is you as well, sir. Thank you. Jeremiah has been an integral part of our athletic program. He has participated in varsity football, basketball, track and field, and tennis. Jeremiah earned all district honors in football and basketball, and as well as academic all-state in both sports. Jeremiah recently accepted his appointment to West Point, where he plans on pursuing a bachelor's in electrical engineering. So, great job, folks. Great job, Cougars. So at this time, we say our pledges. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Under the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Good job. Thank you.
Like about right here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Today, I stand before you to share a passion that has shaped my life in profound ways: athletics. For me, athletics isn't just about the sports I play. It's about the journey, the growth, and the valuable life lessons that it imparts. From a young age, sports became my sanctuary, a place where I found purpose, a sense of belonging. It wasn't just about physical prowess. It was about building character, resiliency, and leadership skills that would guide me far beyond the field of victory. Athletics taught me the importance of discipline and dedication. Waking up before dawn for training sessions, pushing my limits when fatigue set in, and relentlessly pursuing improvement. These habits have been every aspect of my life. They instilled in me a work ethic that propelled me forward, not just in sports, but in academics, relationships, and my career. One of the most profound lessons athletics taught me was the resiliency in the face of adversity. I can vividly remember the season where my football team went 0-10. It was a crushing record, to say the least. And I didn't play for most of the season because of the injury that took me out. This was a hard season for everyone involved. As we moved on to the next season, we as a collective put in much harder work in this off season. We made sure with every rep we tried our hardest. We made sure to have a common goal, which was to reach the playoffs. As we reached our goal, it made me feel proud and happy that I was one of the captains that was selected for this team, and also a big part of leading the charge to success. But not just for this team, for the teams to come forward. It wasn't just about the wins and losses. It was about the journey, the perseverance, and unwavering belief with that dedication and teamwork. The season taught me the value of resiliency and the importance of bouncing back from defeat and injury, and the power of the team working towards a common goal. Athletics didn't just shape me as a player, it molded me into a leader, whether it was rallying my teammates during a crucial moment in the game or setting an example through the actions on and off the field. I learned the true essence of leadership, inspiring others to be their best selves, fostering a sense of camaraderie, and leading by example. Amidst the rigors of training and competition, I never lost sight of the importance of academic excellence. Balancing the demands of sports and with maintaining a high GPA required discipline, time management, and prioritization skills. These skills will serve me well beyond graduation, skills I wouldn't have developed without the athletics program. In essence, athletics is the arena where I learn to push my limits, embrace challenges, and emerge stronger and wiser. I will forge lifelong friendships, cherish memories, and have invaluable lessons that continue to help me every day. So to all the athletes and coaches and supporters out there, never underestimate the transformative powers of sports. It's more than just a game, it's a journey of self-discovery, growth, and endless possibilities. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and both our pledgers and their families. At this time, I would be an honor to get I don't want to outdate myself, a picture with the students and their families. Did I say that correctly? Pictures? Photos.
Either one. They both work. Hey, good job.
No.
Right with your child, please. And then I will slide in the back.
All right, ready? Pick a couple. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Samsung knows that I'm an iPhone user, and it's like, did I get it?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Agenda item 2, the quorum. Let the record reflect there are 4 or 5 board members present. I declare a quorum. The following board members are present. President, Mr. Willie White. Vice President, Mr. Richard Kling. Secretary, Dr. Latoya Sizer. And board member, current retired Aaron Braxton II. Not present, Ms. Andrea Nicholas. Agenda item 3 is the public comments. Board policy BD local sets out the requirements of the public comment portion of a meeting. During regular board meetings, the public comments may address any topic whether posted on the agenda or not. During special called meetings or work sessions, public comments are limited to items posted on the agenda item only. To participate in the public comment portion of a meeting, members of the public must sign their name on the sign-in sheet no later than 5 minutes before the meeting is scheduled to begin, and shall indicate the topic about which they wish to speak. The sign-in sheet is located on a podium in the Professional Development Center located at 1908 Winans Road, San Antonio, Texas. Do we have a Miss Kayla Ramatar?
Yes, sir.
And we have Mary Johnson. Okay, so Miss Ramatar, you're up.
Okay, thank you so much. Good morning, Mr. White, Dr.
morning.
Bates, rest of the board members. My name is Lieutenant Colonel Kayla Ramatar. I've had a child in this school district for the past 5 years. I'm here today not to point fingers, talk about specific situations, or say that the educators and administrators are not doing what they're supposed to do. What I'm asking is the school board and the school district consider a recommendation that I have, and that is for the installation of video monitoring in our special education classrooms. Special education population is what I consider one of the most vulnerable child populations. They not only struggle with intellectual disabilities and other disabilities, but oftentimes cannot express their needs or what's going on. And I find that despite working through systems, sometimes there's a lot of back and forth on what actually is happening in some of those classrooms. It is my understanding that one classroom in the elementary school does have video monitoring, but not all of them. And so what I'd ask the district to consider is video monitoring in our special education classrooms so that we can actually get to the bottom of some of the issues and concerns that parents have brought forward over the past year. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ms. Mary Johnson?
Good morning. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Mary Johnson, and I think you guys know my better half, Luther Johnson, and I'm standing here on behalf of him and my family, Team Johnson. I wanted to first off say thank you for giving us this moment. Thank you for the support you have provided the community and for cultivating an environment for my children. And we're leaving. I'm leaving with hopes of returning because of the love of the school and the sense of security and the environment for all children to thrive. In the words of my little one, he does not want to leave. And he's my quiet one. And he said, Mom, can me and Dad just stay here? And then you just go for it. So he said, I want to attend middle school here. And what I want to leave with you guys is I challenge each of you to continue to enhance and provide the best for all children in the future. Remember, we do what we do for all children. Just like my battle buddy over here said, the special needs, a very special place for us. Continue to enhance. And if you need to change something for the better of all children. And remember the vulnerable ones. I wish you guys the best in the years to come. And thank you for embracing Team Johnson during COVID. We definitely enjoyed ourselves here at Fort Sam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you're PCS?
I am.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
PCS. Cool. Good luck. All right. That concludes our public speaking. Okay. Agenda item 4, minutes from the regular business meeting of April 18, 2024. The superintendent recommend approving the minutes from the regular business meeting of the Board of Trustees held on April 18, 2024 as submitted. Board members, any comments? Hearing none. Is there a motion for this agenda item?
Mr. President, I recommend the board approve the minutes from the regular business meeting of the Board of Trustees held on April 18th, 2024 as submitted.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor?
I, Richard Kling.
I, Latoya Sizer.
Aye, Willie White. Majority vote, the motion passes. Agenda item 5 is a closed meeting as authorized by Texas Government Code, Section 551.074, Personnel Matters. The time three, that we will table the board reorganization to the month of July. We're gonna have a major changeover on personnel, and the new appointees will be appointed in the month of June. Agenda item 7 is the superintendent's report.
Okay, Mr. President, board members, faculty, staff, and community, good morning and welcome again. As you very well know, we have a lot going on this time of the year. So with that being said, I know Dr. Shanetta, you have a discussion item on the municipal report for you today, correct? Okay, Mr. Gomez. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You have the calm.
Thank you. It has been a busy last few weeks. Last week we celebrated all our staff during Teacher Appreciation Week, so that was a great time. Thank you all for supporting us with that. Just some end of the year events that we have going on today at 2 p.m. Kind of looking at the weather, but we start our pre-K ceremonies. It's a great, we do it one class at a time, and they're at 2 p.m. outside in the front. And then of course, weather doesn't cooperate, then we'll move them inside in the cafeteria. But third grade day, they did yesterday morning, 2 performances for our staff and our students. Today after school, if you're available, we have one at 5 p.m. that's open to all parents in our community. They did a great job. Ms. Violet led that with her team and the third grade teachers. So it was good. That's about 40-45 minutes. It's a musical. So come out if you're able to support us at 5 p.m. today. Our 5th grade ceremony is on May 21st. This is upcoming Tuesday, and that's at 8:45 a.m. So we celebrate our 5th graders moving on to the middle school. So if you're available for that, we'd love to have you there with us as well. That's pretty much all I have. I just want to thank Dr. Bates, the board, everyone here in this room, and our entire community for a great school year that we've had. Our students continue to amaze us with their growth, not only academically, but also social emotionally, which is the reason we're here. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Dr. Sarna.
Told him we're back in.
Dr. Solzon.
Just checking the time, it's still good morning. Mr. President, esteemed board members, again, just want to piggyback off Mr. Gomez. I do appreciate the support and the leadership that you provide to the staff and the support from the community. Today, May 16th, we have 2 students, first ever students from Fort Sam Independent School District that are seniors that are part of the community-based vocational classroom that are receiving scholarships to attend a community college. We do not know the amount, but we do know that they, once they pick a program, they will be, 2 years of their community education will be paid for. And Mr. Miller is representing the co-op and Region 20, while the students are receiving their certificate. Excited, keep excited. Thanks to Ms. Novak, her support and her guidance, the military co-op secured a 2-year grant from TDA to support our students with autism. And we will be receiving $372,000 to support students with autism. And our goal is to promote social, emotional skills, communication, through gamification and esports. So our students with autism and disabilities are also part of esports. All 3 school districts, students from all 3 school districts will benefit from this grant. On May 24th, like Dr. Bates mentioned, is a big day for our seniors that are graduating. This is the first year that we have students from each school district that we have supported through the co-op, graduating at Lackland, Randolph, and Fort Sam. So at 10 o'clock we will be at Randolph, 1 o'clock we will be at Lackland, and 6 p.m. we will be at Fort Sam supporting and cheering our students across the stage of the co-op. Exciting, exciting times.
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
That's phenomenal, right?
Thank you.
To have 2 students be prepared for life after high school. And so of those 3, because again, I want to support Lackland.
Yes, sir.
Are those proper to Fort Sam or the Randolph or the Lackland?
So the 2 seniors that we had that participated in the community-based instruction classroom, they are Fort Sam. We had students, same opportunities are offered to Randolph and Ackman, but again, it's a parent's decision to participate in the community-based instruction. So those two students are on 4 SAM. Yes, sir.
And is that is that a partnership or is that just?
It's a partnership, sir. Yes,
I'm
sir.
talking about them going to what's the SAC or the community
College, it's their choice as long as a 2-year college in Bear County. Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate your support, some support from the community, and again, it's a partnership with the middle school, elementary, and the support from district leadership, so yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Great job.
Dr. Sarna.
Yes, sir.
Morning.
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 All right, like Dr. Bay said, we're getting close to graduation. That will be next Friday, 24th at 6 p.m. here at Trinity University, Memorial Auditorium. Hope to see everyone there. We have 119 students in the class of 2024. Yes, sir.
Largest class.
I can, what I'll say is the largest that I know of, but I can't put money on being the largest of all time, but it's a very large class. We had about 80 last year. This year's 119, next year might be 110. It fluctuates. 120 is going to be your high end, but I don't know that it's the highest. So some report for Cole. I know some of you have received emails, invites, and just you've been there at these events. We have quite a few award ceremonies going on. We do that from middle school all the way to high school. We have band banquets, athletic awards, we have academic awards, JRTC, you name it. We want to recognize students' efforts in those areas. So it stacks up at the end of the year, but it's always well deserved by our students. That's this time of year. Every other day there seems like there's something going on. But the good news is people leave those events smiling, and we hope that they leave with pride because that's what they leave us with. We're very proud of their accomplishments. Adding to that statement, we had a number of kids go compete in Austin this week. Tuesday and Wednesday, we went out to Austin for the UIL academic competition state level. And our journalism team they are the state champions of 3A UIL. Those students are Stephen Bergner, Jackson Christmas, Ray Kaplan, and Brianna Driver. So they went up to Austin as a regional champs, and then came back to the state champ medal. So we're proud of that group. We had a number of students go up and compete at that level. We also have a number of students going up on the 25th to go compete in choir and band. So it doesn't end. School can end, we're still not done. We're still moving. But we have band and choir coming up on May 25th. May 20th, we have the senior awards. That's Monday the 20th, 9 a.m. We will have our senior awards ceremony here in the Cole Gym. So Monday the 20th, senior awards at 9 a.m. May 24th, we have graduation. We also will have some summer school going on here at Cole. We start that right after Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day, we'll start up with some summer school. Could be credit recovery or just catching up. Maybe we have to retake a test or even advancing for next year. So we have quite a few programs going on, including STEM, Cyber Patriots, you name it. We're going to have it happening because we love having students in the building. That's the whole reason why we're here. So when the building's free of students, it just doesn't seem right. We like having things happening all the time. Thank you, sir. That's my report.
Cool. Thank you.
Dr. Stone.
Yes, sir.
Real quick. And so I know I'm doing the athletic awards, and actually about corn state champs. So are we going to award them and afford them that same opportunity as state champions to coin them for their efforts and their hard work? Because again, they know, students talk, right?
Correct.
And I just want to make sure that we award them the same, afford them the same opportunity that we've done for other state champions, unless they're slightly different.
It's a little different because of the time of year. So sometimes we don't catch that group of students. It just so happened that we already had the C Awards, so we couldn't present those students. So they would have had it as the C Awards, but timing doesn't work out that way. So we do present them, but we don't have a whole ceremony for it. We do that for the students, but not as a ceremony format. And senior awards are specifically for seniors. Not all the students on that team are seniors.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Ms. Novak.
So the Texas Education Agency recently conducted their intruder audits at both the elementary school and Coleman High School. There were no findings at either campus. We want to point out for Coleman High School, the district invested $132,000 in a door access system. You know, they've got so many multiple buildings and there's no fence around the campus proper. So that system recently became operational and it allows for the doors to be unlocked automatically during lesson periods. The district safety and security committee recently met and discussions included upcoming training sessions for all staff. Piggybacking off what Dr. Serna said, yes, we absolutely miss the students when they leave at the end of May, but for our facilities department, this will be a very busy time of year because they're finalizing their plans for summer work, and they wax floors and do painting projects, and for all of us who are behind the scenes, the summers are a busy time of year when the teachers and students are home enjoying vacation. That concludes my report, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. I want to give special kudos to both elementary and secondary and Ms. Novak and your team. Folks, that security is a key component of what we do, and for them not to find a finding, that's a game changer, because a lot of districts, I know, are finding findings and they have to go back and write an X, Y, and Z plan, how to correct those measures, take the board and community, so that's a good, great job to ensure the safety of our concepts. So great job, guys. Technology, you do not have anything you've got to report. And Coach Norman. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So last night we had the EC Awards where we officially wrapped up our athletic season for this year. Honored all of our student athletes, including our top track pointers, Jackson President Clarissa Frank. We have 2 AICW scholarship recipients, Jeremiah Johnson and Myra Childs, and our outstanding athletes, James Livingston and Madison Gibson. So we're excited for them. We also want to thank the school board, district leadership, campus leadership, campus staff, and then Dr. Serna especially just said something like how busy we are right now. We look at our athletes. I was looking at how tired they are. They're going out. And I looked in the stands and saw the parents. So parents, thank you for what you do all year and making this happen for us as well. Everybody. So shout out a couple quick updates. Our stadium sound system that's we took on to a group. That's going to be, the new system is going to be installed May 28th to 30th. So it's going to be a great experience for our student athletes next year. We're going to hear what's going on out there. Concession updates, that's something we took on, not this time last year, but July. We kind of took that on and we were looking to increase revenue and give it back to our student athletes. So total revenue this year is $64,386.69.
Excuse me,
what we,
did you say 64?
$64,386.69. And our goal with that was a split. So what we did was we split with our organizations on campus to make sure that we were able to get back to the school and the community and the organizations that work. So between ARLTC, S2S, JS2S, NHS, JHS, middle school Stuco, LCTC, photography, and the junior class, we returned $22,309 to our organization. So super proud of Jerry Dean, Ms. Huff, kind of led the charge for us on campus, our coaches, everybody that worked in the concession stand, our parent organizations that volunteered their time, and we were able to give back to the school. So we're super excited about that, what we did out there. That's all I have for today.
And that's huge, right?
Yes, sir.
Folks don't know, Brooklyn Medical Center has the largest volunteer program that volunteer hours equates to about $3 million of savings. Volunteers from doctors to nurses to all of that, right? So all of those support clubs and volunteers that help to actually offset that is huge for the campus. So just something that effort.
Just we're excited. We did a really good job. Our guys stepped up and last second we took it on, and we're going to do it better next year.
I'm just proud that you took that initiative forward because it's money returning back to the school system. You know, we're giving some of it away, you know, but 64,000 is a great piece of money here.
Yes, sir.
And honestly, the kids enjoy it. Each time I went to the concession stand, they were happy. You know, they were happy being engaged. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Mr. President, board members, faculty, and staff, that is my report for the month of May.
All right. Agenda item number 8 is board trustee comments. Board members, you got any comments you wish to share, bringing conferences or anything?
I would just say that, you know, I got a chance to go to a middle school and high school play. I got a chance to attend a lot of the boards events, and I can just tell you the energy and the enthusiasm of our kids. And I mean, it just speaks volumes of those who actually lead them into those efforts. And so I would just like to thank, I mean, from the teachers to the parents to the administrators, whatever you're doing, right? Because again, as they are just as tired, the students and the families, I know that teachers are just as tired, right? And administrative staff, so we really salute you for your continuous efforts to ensure that we continue to thrive, not just survive, but continue to thrive. So thank you.
So last Saturday, I had the opportunity to attend the San Antonio Berry County Bill Bus reveal of artwork. And what that consisted of, all of the districts in Berry County to compete. Their artwork is going to be revealed on a bus, on a Bill bus. Now, the great thing about this, which is so impactful, is that Northside was the largest school district. Okay? They had the most students who won their artwork to be on a bus. But guess who was second? Fort Sam. Fort Sam had 5 students whose art is going to be displayed on the bus for the next 6 months riding around San Antonio. That is phenomenal. 3A school versus the 6A school. It just continues to show what we're doing. You know? And I want to give special thanks to, now I don't pronounce her name wrong, Miss Tina Barajas, our art teacher, who did a phenomenal job. She was there with the students all the way through. And I'm just, we can't continue to just, give these accolades to what we're doing. I mean, sometimes I wonder, what are we not doing? Because our kids are really, really great kids, And it's just a pleasure. I'm honored to serve with them. I'm honored to serve them. So I just want to give a shout out to the art team and Miss Tina Barreras. Agenda item 9 is the financial report for April 2024. The superintendent recommend approval of the financial report of April 2024 as submitted. All right, any questions, comments? Hearing none, is there a motion to this agenda item?
Mr. President, I recommend the board approves the financial report for April 2024 as submitted.
For a second. All in favor?
Aye.
I would like majority vote, the motion passes. Agenda item 10 is Department of Defense Education Activity, DOE STEM grant. Branching out with the STEM pre-K through 12. This is going to be for information only.
Mr. Kirshner? Mrs. Hannah? Mr. Tobler? Mr. Monica? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Lillywhite, President, board members. Thank you for having us here today. We are here to celebrate the success of a 5-year DODEA grant, Department of Defense Education Activities STEM grant, called Branching Out with STEM, pre-K through 12. My name is Stephanie Kirshner. And we also have some folks here. We've got Georgina Hannah here to help celebrate. She's a STEM club leader as well as computer science teacher, and she teaches 5 different sections of all of that, so she does a lot here. This is Chelsea Nakla. She is our student rep who's going to share some things with you today, and Mr. Wasey Tobler, who's our whole digital learning coach and our esports teacher leader. We have a lot we just want to highlight in closing up this grant and the success of the grant. But I want to take you back to an important day in my life, which was March 3rd, 2020. That was the day that I started as project manager, half-time, before Dr. Shanetta was here. March 3rd, 2020. I came to the district, I got my laptop, and in San Antonio, there happened to be a South Central regional meeting with other project managers from Oklahoma and Colorado and Arizona, and we were all in San Antonio. So I met a few people. I met Jennifer Daly Perkins, she's our national director. Then we went home, and it was spring break, and I didn't come back. It was 2020, so we were all remote. So to put you back in that time frame, I hadn't met a lot of the people. I was joining meetings online with the principals at the time, and we were like, how are we gonna get this grant up and going? It started out as a geometry and construction course, kind of as a big part of the STEM grant, but obviously we pivoted from that. But it would not we would not be here today with all the success stories if it wasn't for the people. These teacher leaders, and there's several of them, I'm gonna name them today, they volunteered to start a club during COVID. When everybody was just like, I'm barely surviving in my teacher mode and, you know, go after school and do all these things for our students, but they made such a difference in the lives of kids during the most challenging years that we've ever had. So I want to name a couple of the other people who are not here today. So Mr. Tobler and Katie Vigna, they run our esports program at Cole High School. Gina has started the cybersecurity club, and they were rookie team of the year, her first year they did it. So these are all startup clubs. When you're starting something new, it takes a lot. Catherine Herlick has been our robotics middle school teacher leader. She is a 7th grade math teacher. Shannon Romero and Ginger Dodge Quick have been our middle school graphic design STEM club leaders. Brenda Marfioto, our high school graphic design leader. And then just new this year, we had Casey Zinsmeyer, who started a middle school cybersecurity team, and Master Sergeant Calvin Ross. Well, she started that one and esports. She did too. And then Master Sergeant Calvin Ross is starting our drone club this year. So all those people we need to recognize with the support of Dr. Bates all along the way, Dr. Shanetta, Julie Novak, there's a lot of budgeting that goes on in these grants. Tori came in after Roland Rios and just done a huge job of being very helpful with getting us, to finish and close out this grant with 100% fidelity. And of course, Lori Fuller, both of our principals have been highly involved in all the decision-making process. So Mr. Gomez and Dr. Cerna, I want to thank them. And just, you have in your board packet our executive summary of this past year's annual report. Reporting is about 6 months behind because they need to have time to calculate the evidence and so forth. And then did you pass out these? It's like a one pager on where we're at today, and we've got some extra copies back here if any parents would like to see it. And then we will be posting this on the grants webpage, so you can take a look at it to even learn more about it. But with that, I want to spend the rest of our time with Mr. Tobler sharing and highlighting our esports program, and then Chelsea sharing the impact this grant has made on her high school years.
And before they get into that, so from this first year, just so you know, this when it ends this year, right?
May 31st.
May 31st. It was $1 million grant, but the whole purpose, the overarching goal was to cultivate and raise interest and participation in STEM. Okay? And it took a thing of its own. I don't know. It just took. And so very impressive, very impressive. And the money was very well spent. And so I'm going to turn it over to them. But I did want you to focus on what was that overarching goal, and that's the data that we would track. So when you ask how many students, they'll look at that also. Go for it.
So thank you for that introduction, Ms. Kirshner. And like I said, my name is Wasey Tobler. I have the honor of serving as the digital learning coach for Cole. and the head esports coach for RTC Esports. Ms. Migna is in the library right now picking up Chromebooks, and so she's sending her well wishes as well. But I'm not going to talk very long because I really want you to hear from Chelsea, but I wanted to just take a brief moment to contextualize the impact that this grant has had on me personally and professionally, but further, the transformative nature of this grant on our students. I mean, I cannot put to words the impact that this grant has had on the culture of this campus and this district. The programs that have been started, the additional programs that have been started, the excitement from the students, it's very visible, it's very evident. But I wanted you to hear from Chelsea because she is a true product of Fort Sam. She's been here since second grade. And so for her to actually be a product of this district, coming year in and year out, and then getting involved in high school, her words are going to ring so much more true to this impact than I can do justice. I just wanted to very quickly highlight a couple of things, but this program has helped me to have an epiphany about video games. And if there's nothing else that you hear from me today, I just want you to remember me saying that in scholastic esports and in the educational setting, video games are tools, they are not toys. Okay, and the pathways that students can go down for college and career is just mind-blowing. There's no other way to say it. And so we have been able to build in not only competitive teams for video games, but also a number of industry-based connections with streaming and broadcasting. We have media management, which pairs very well with social media marketing, which is a huge piece in branded businesses and corporations. We have mentorships from our seniors and our officers down all the way to the elementary level now. And all of these things are baked into this program, and it is all student-led. We have a YouTube channel that has almost 200 subs. We have almost 100 videos up. We have about 3,500 hours total views and about 250 watch hours. And so we're getting there. But none of this would not be possible without Ms. Kirshner and then all of the support from our administration, Dr. Bates, to be able to do these things. And the kids love it. And it's gotten to the point where I just kind of sign the checks and pay the bills, as I like to call it, right? They are truly the leaders in that. Just a couple other quick highlights from this season. We ended up with 27 active club members. We have 7 officer positions. We have 5 competitive teams. We actually are in 2 different leagues, the High School Esports League, which is our national virtual tournament, and then we are also the founding members of the SAMSAT, which is the San Antonio Museum of Science and Technology Region 20 Premier League, which is a collection of 16 districts here in San Antonio, and we compete live down at the Boeing Center at Techport, right outside of Lackland Air Force Base, the second Saturday of every month. This year we had 4 playoff teams, and then I would like to highlight Chelsea's team, Rocket League. They did end up getting 2nd overall in the High School Esports League gold bracket, which ends up being probably close to 1,000 teams are competing in that over the course of the year. And then Zach Ashburn actually got 3rd overall in the gold bracket for Super Smash. And then Chelsea's actually going to go on, and I'll let her talk a little bit more about St. Mary's, but her and Xander, our team captain, actually signed with St. Mary's Esports program just a few weeks ago, and we had a signing ceremony for them, and they will be playing for St. Mary's, which is an NCAA sanctioned sport. So just very quickly, a couple of our club achievements over the last few years. We did have another student that signed to a college team, McMurray Esports, and got a scholarship 2 years ago as well, Leo. We have made playoffs every competitive season, and then our big highlight was, again, just that vertical piece of actually starting the elementary program by kicking them off with their fundraiser with Mr. Gomez down there at the elementary school, and then also mentoring our middle school esports program. Just some additional highlights, and I'm just going to put these up here for pictures. We had our first club photo there. Dr. Bates got his jersey, so we love going over there and giving him his jersey. We're very grateful for those jerseys. They look very professional. The kids are loving that. And then on the right-hand side, the Rocket League team that didn't make the grand finals. That is the main event stage at SAMSAT down there at the Boeing Center at Techport. They had a whole production. A&M San Antonio's esports program is the one that runs the media for that. It was live streamed to Ken's 5, and that was our big event in April. So I want to just very quickly introduce Chelsea. This is Chelsea Tanaka's world, folks. We're just living in it. Okay, she truly has become the face of this grant, and really the face of the campus. So Chelsea, I want to turn it over to you, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
So good morning, as well. Thank you for your time. I have had so many opportunities from this grant, from being in Sub Patriots along with DC Sports, and I wouldn't be the person I am today, nor have the opportunities I have today without this grant and these opportunities. Keep repeating, but it was amazing. So this year alone, I was able to go to Dell Technologies. It was called the Unleashing the Gaming First panel. It was at South by Southwest. And it was talking about how I was able to talk about how video games can actually help with educating. It teaches communication skills, so many different types of skills, soft skills. Like, for example, I've been in the club since the beginning, as a founding member around COVID. And I used to be someone who was very anxious, quiet, not as confident in myself, but through these opportunities, through being able to talk and educate others on how gaming can be used as a tool, not just something that can be used as a pastime, helped me to gain these skills. I also was able to network, so now I am going soon to Dell Technologies World Conference. I'll be passing this around because there's a photo on the top that I wanted to show. So the bottom one is on my panel, the panel I did at South by. I was able to meet with, here's so you guys can pass it around. I was able to meet with this creator and owner of the Pro Esports League, Team Liquid. They are amazing. They have a lot of games that they play, and it was an amazing opportunity to meet them, especially since his name is DJ. He's the one on the left, like the far left of me. I think, or right, sometimes.
Your other left.
Yeah, my other left. Yeah. But he was actually also an educator as well in the past and used to be in the military, so it was great to see that. And I was also able to meet a senior engineer at Dell who was also talking in the panel. So it gave me opportunities for networking. And now, as I mentioned before, I will be going to represent Cole and the esports team at the Dell Technologies World Conference. That is in Las Vegas. I will be missing my senior week, but I want to be representing us, showing that us, Cole, Fort Sam, San Antonio, and esports as well, it is a big change that's happening. I was also the what do they call it, voice commentator? So I left my voice for their keynote speaker, and the panel I will be on is the beginning panel, the first panel that's happening with the CEO, and it's called Igniting Innovation. It's very interesting, and there will be a live stream link posted as well. That'll be on Monday, I think 12 o'clock our time. So if you'd like to tune into that, please do. It's going to be amazing. But in conclusion, like, I've had so many opportunities from Cole, from Fort Sam, because of the support from you all, from parents, from everyone. And many others, a part of these clubs and these STEM organizations, are having these same opportunities too. I now leaving Cole happy, a little sad. I'll be coming back as well, of course, to help out, but I'm finally ready to go on to my next journey in life at St. Mary's University. Still keeping with my roots, with esports, with gaming, with tech, and representing us. So, thank you.
Anything else?
I do want to mention that I will be sending an email to the staff with all of the links. There is a link for her actual panel. It's lengthy, it's about an hour and 20 minutes, but it's well worth the watch. We'll put the live stream link to the Dell conference as well. And then there's some additional pictures from Chelsea that I would love to share and just be able to make this a little bit more visible as well. Yeah, thank you for your time.
One example of a STEM hub, there were many others that you did. I also want to note that Ms. Kirshner will be moving on to retirement land, and her job as the grant director for our major grants, along with her being the instructional coach facilitator. So her position is posted. I am depressed. And so it's a lot of people, but I just wanted to let you know that she will be going on to retirement. So thank you very much for all your work, guys. Phenomenal job.
Mr. Kohler, educated.
Sir.
And I know that esports is growing up big time. It's sanctioned college. And I've heard little dialogue, but you may be more in the loop than I am. Are they planning possibly to make that UIL competition? I know there's been talking of that. Red tape, politics, it all gets in the way, but that's what I'm hearing as we move forward.
Yes, sir. Yes. Great question. So it did go to a vote last year. It was 70% said no on that vote that we've heard. I think that people just need to see it. I think that the clubs that are out there, especially here in San Antonio, they're doing a lot of the same things that we are. The impact, especially in this city, is one that's being looked at really across the state. So I think it's just a matter of time before that happens.
I could just tell you that formative impact is major, right? Versus the traditional degree programs that we also know, right? From robotics to graphic design to cyber, e-sport, drone. And so as a hospital administrator, I've seen the results of war. And if we didn't have our drone teammates who now get wings, they get flight wings, which was debate was going on in our military that they get wings versus an actual pilot who's flying an airplane. But the life-saving impact that they've had with drones and our, conflict with war is huge. And I think that as you continue on, Chelsea, I think the impact that you're going to make at St. Mary's and beyond is going to leave a legacy for those that come behind you. So we appreciate all that you've done with the program, that you can continue to do with the program, that you say you're coming back. So we look forward to seeing what the future holds for you. So thank you.
Thank you. Can we get a picture? A picture?
Yes.
Picture with Dr. Bates and the board and this group. Because we're going to put it on the website. Mr. Gomez.
She says you want a card back.
My card.
She's going to be president one day. Thank you for your time today, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Yes, Lori, are you going to take it? Or somebody? Yes. Oh, wait, it's sustaining. It's going to keep going. That's why I wanted to get a picture. Okay, go. Am I taller?
All right, got everybody? All right, I'm gonna take a couple. All right. Good.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Every time I see him, I'm like, I'm so happy. He's still doing with us. Oh, yeah.
Okay, now Chelsea's got to go take a comp TIA test. Now there's education, and that's the most difficult test.
Everybody hates their full sing like me. That's right. So you secure.
Graduation, but
Is you on the cover of
She said one, two.
yearbook? Are you on the cover of the yearbook? Is that you or is it someone else? No, it's you.
The time is now 12 p.m. Let the record reflect the following board member, Ms. Andrea Nicholas, has arrived. Good morning, Ms. Nicholas. Yeah, correct. Agenda item 11 is the definition of local policy review additions and revisions, deletions of local policies resulting from the policy session conducted on March 21st through the 22nd, 2024, with draft prepared by TASB Policy Services. The superintendent recommended revising and deleting the following local policies in accordance with the proposed changes resulting from the policy review section conducted March 21st through the 22nd of 2024.
Yes, good afternoon. I'm not going to be as exciting as what you just started, but policy is very important. So I I looked at the script just to make sure, if you guys recall in March, we had our TASB consultant come up and do a special call board meeting, and that kind of do policy 101. Well, we spent 2 days with her, the cabinet did, over 2 days reviewing all of our policies. We had not done that in over 10 years. And TASB recommends policy review every 5 years. I promise you, we will be doing this in 5 years. So that what comes in front of you is not so many, I hope, right? If you do it every 5 years, you shouldn't be revising that many. But we will absolutely need to revise a number of them. So in general, the proposed changes in front of you, you have a memo. You also get TASB's proposed revisions that you when ready, which I like. That they are better, they're intended to better reflect the district's current policies, omitted provisions that are no longer necessary, more policy in line with current law practices. So I know you guys have read over these policy revisions, but there are 2 that I would like to go more in depth with you. PIC local, which is academic achievement, basically it's class ranking, balance out. And then I'd like to go over with you FDA, which is our NRT, interdistrict admissions. But before I go into those 2, are there any other questions that you may have over any of the other ones? Because a lot is just cleaning up, making sure we're in compliance, making sure the right person is assigned, the title and stuff. But was there any other questions around those? Besides, before I get into those 2? And then of course you know I'm over there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is go over the easiest one first, and that is FDA local admissions interdistrict transfers, basically our program. And so currently, as it stands, in order to qualify to apply for our NRT program, the parent/guardian qualifies if they currently serve on active military duty, dies while serving on active military duty, employed by the district, and retired from active military duty. We would like to add one other qualification. And remember, besides all this, they all have to meet their criteria of grades and so on. You know that. We want to add one other thing, and this is what we would like to add with your approval. The parent, guardian, or other person having lawful control of the student under order of a court, quote, dies during retirement from active military duty to the list of who's qualified to apply. And it came up in the sense of, if this were to happen, what is best for that kid? We don't want to have to be that kid if that kid and everyone wants to stay here. And so we're asking to add that as a one of the qualifications. Are there any questions over that?
Well, I think it's a great idea. Fantastic.
Because that's going to happen.
Yes, it could.
Our job is to take care of high function.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We've got a level 1 trauma center, and that the worst of the worst come here. Right? You get a number of things, so we really appreciate that.
So, you okay with your work? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
The other one, which is going to require you to turn on your brains. I gave you, not that you don't, I gave you a copy. I pulled it out. So I gave you a copy. It is EIC local proposed revisions. And I'm going to talk this through with you so that you guys have a clear understanding of what we're asking for, okay? So I'm going to start with under calculation. And remember, this policy is only about one thing. It's class ranking on how to rank and decide who is the valedictorian and the salute, okay? That is what this is. And so under calculation, the 88th legislature, which we had just recently, it's the most recent one. Under House Bill 3803, gives parents the right to have their child retake a high school course if their child passed the original course. The intent behind this, according to TASB, was that parents should have the right to have their child retake a course if they passed it in high school. The legislature, according to TASB, did not take into consideration the unintended consequences for high schools when beginning to calculate the GPA. This House bill left it open, left it up to districts to decide either the original final grade in the course or the final grade in the retaking course would be calculated in the ranking GPA. We are recommending that the original final grade be recorded on the transcript, which we stated in the revision. So last check, according to Tassie, and this was as of yesterday that I talked to them, all districts, but maybe one, did not choose this route. In other words, and I'm going to give you an example. I'm in Algebra 1, I passed with an 8. I passed, and I get credit. But my parent feels like I need to learn more, I didn't get some things that I needed to learn, and ask to retake it. The answer, yes, you can retake it. I make an 85 when I retake it. The one we're proposing to you that goes on the GPA is the original grade, is the 8. We're glad they learned more, but the original grade they earned is what they should get. And then the majority of all the districts but one have made that decision. But I need you guys to understand that by allowing the retaking grade to be placed onto the transcript and calculated to the GPA, it would, when you talk to counselors and principals, it would wreak havoc on us as high schools. Because what would happen is we would have to go back to the GPA and recalculate more than the procedure we already do. We have personal graduation plans. This allows for GPA chasing, which we know is a reality in our schools, that, you know, they want to get the high GPA. So, again, they've already taken the class and passed it. And so what we're proposing to you is that the original grade of the course one that is calculated GPA. Okay? All the districts are doing it in the same about one class count. So that is one of the things that we had to bring up to you guys and add into our policy, and that takes effect currently. Okay? We have had no request. I don't think we would ever have, but we've never had a request. Well, because kids have to get all these classes in, and they don't have enough hours in their days to get all these graduates. But it is part of the legislation.
But you and I talked with the principals, you know, the reality is there are parents out there that just say GPA, we all know that, so this kind of helps offset that, as we move forward. But as you correctly did not had any.
No. But it is an issue. And again, even in middle school and elementary school, parents can ask for a child to retake. But it matters in high school because it's calculation that you do that. Okay? So that's one part of the major change, okay? The other is, okay, so currently, we use what's called a weighted numerical grade average system. So I'm going to explain it to you in here. You get points added depending on the category the course falls into. We have 3 categories. We have regular, honors, and advanced. So every class we offer in high school for high school credit, or to rank, is in one of those categories. Okay? And so if, for example, if I'm in AP chemistry, advanced chemistry, I am under the advanced category, right? And I make an 85. I get a plus 15 added to my 85, which is the GPA grade. Okay? So that's called a weighted numerical grade. They're adding points to your grade depending on the category you're in. That's what we've been doing for years. And there's schools that do it. That currently still do it. Okay? What we're proposing is to calculate GPA class rank with a different system. The system is called the weighted GPA. It is what's used in colleges. It's what's used in many school districts, if not the majority of them, in the state of Texas and HMR. And this system would begin with the graduating class of 2029. So that means it's our current 7th graders. So there's no changes yet under this new system. So what's going to happen is within 3 years, we'll be running 2 different systems in areas, which is fine, we can do that. We tested it, we're good. But the system would begin, again, current 7th graders, so until the graduating class of 2029. The district will continue to categorize and weight eligible courses as advanced, honors, and regular. That does not change, okay? Except what we're asking you guys for approval is a few things. We want to add a career and tech education level 4 course to an advanced category. So I'm going to give you an example. Remember, not everybody's intending to go to college. We have these career and tech programs, which, by the way, we have 5 programs of study, cybersecurity, one of them, healthcare, therapeutics, and there are a lot of courses that will help kids be ready for college, right? And so what we try to and 2 are your regular, they're like your 9 to 10 classes. Your level 3 and 4 in a CTE program study is more advanced. So what we're asking is, if a student takes a CTE level 4 course, such as a cybersecurity capstone, senior year, that they be awarded the same as somebody who's in a dual credit or a dual enrollment for advanced, because it is just as important. All right, they're wanting to go that route instead of taking a dual credit, whatever course, right? Also, we would ask that level 3 CTE be in as an honors weight. So for example, a CTE level 3 would be AP Computer Science in one of our programs. Okay? So we're asking to put a CTE more on a level, because they're all important, right? Those courses are very important. Also, our pre-AP courses, starting with the class of 2029, will be a regular weight. Because like I told you guys before, College Board revamped their entire program for pre-advanced. It is grade level work. It is not advanced work. So what we'll be doing beginning for next year, we'll be creating honors classes. So what you'll have is you'll have an Algebra 1 pre-AP, which is grade level. You'll then have an Algebra 1 honors. So then for GPA, right, if I'm in the honors, and I do well with my grade, right, I get more points than somebody sitting in an Algebra 1 pre-AP is now grade level. Okay? So I'm going to give you an example. The way the GPA is arrived at the category course and semester grade earned. So I'm going to give you another example. I'm in an advanced AP 3 English class, and I earn a 99. If I earn a 99, I earn 4.9 points towards my GPA in this new system we're proposing, which is a common system for colleges. This is what they do. I am in honors English 3 and I earn a 99. I earn 4.4 points toward my GPA. And if I'm in a regular English 3 and make a 99, I earn a 3.9 points, right? So this system is more in alignment with what colleges do, and in our opinion, and TASB's opinion, much cleaner and more precise. It also differentiates the earned grade a little bit better. I want you to see this compared to the existing one, which if you get a grade, you get 15 points back. Here, depending on the grade and the category, you see what I'm saying? Yes. Okay. So, I know I threw a lot at you, but this would not start until the graduating class of 2029. Okay? And then I've got one other thing to go over, and then let's do it, okay? Okay. So then under the area of local graduation honors. So, page 4 and 5. Okay? So when it comes to balance out, TASB recommended that we beef up our eligibility to be more in alignment with standards for schools in Texas. Currently, in our existing policy, we do not have any criteria except which student have been number 1 and number 2 highest ranked. That is what our policy is, very simple. Okay? Eligibility for these 2 honors need to be based on being a district of excellence and what we expect students to achieve. So in order to get the highest, you should have taken the hardest courses and get the highest grades. That is what a balanced out is. Okay? And so we are recommending, beginning with the graduating class of 2025, and next year, that the balanced out shall be the eligible students at the highest and second highest ranks respectively. To be eligible for this local graduation honor, a student must, and here are the changes, to be that have been continuously enrolled in the district high school for the 4 semesters immediately preceding graduation. So they can't come in. They're senior
or they're
and this is more, this is very standard. Yeah, okay. Be graduating after exactly 8 semesters of enrollment in high school. So, early. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Have completed the foundation program, which is the basic, with the distinguished level of achievement, which if you're taking the hardest courses, you're good, you're automatically getting that level, right? So So that's one thing, is we're adding eligibility criteria. It's very standard. Go and look up, I mean, there are schools, districts still doing it the current way we're doing it. They are, but there are more and more, and then colleges do it, and they use GPAs as well.
And as Valerie told us that this is what gets a lot of districts into trouble with balance.
Well, yeah, and that's what we're trying to do, is our policy, and I've known this needs to be tight. So one other thing, in the case of tie, so what if you have tie for balance out? You read our policy, it's pretty basic. In case of a tie, weighted numerical grade averages or weighted grade point averages, so basically our two systems, right? The one we currently have and the one we're asking you to approve. After the calculation to the third, this is the FSHISD standard, third decimal point place, we currently have fifth. The standard is third or fourth. We've chosen the third. The district shall count the number of advanced courses taken by each student involved in the tie to determine recognition as a balanced out. We do not have that before. If the tie is not broken after applying the method, the district shall recognize all students involved in the tie as sharing the honor and title. So FSHISD informed us that our breaking tie section was not proposed enough and did not have a process in place after the decimal point. So right there we need to change. And so FSHISD talked about it, we went through it, I spent time with Dr. Zerna's team, and so we're recommending the standard of what FSHISD has in schools. Because we might have a tie. You never know.
Absolutely. When you spoke about advanced classes, we know that we have limitations of what kids can take due to yes.
So many personnel.
So many personnel, but also, and I'm just speaking from just my foxhole, right? Because I have a student within the district, right? We changed to have athletics to the last period of the day. He was excluded of 2 AP classes that he initially had already documented. But when we moved athletics to the 8th period, we had to remove 2 AP classes from the schedule. And he couldn't choose it, right? And so if we're talking, right, fairness, right? You're saying that you believe this approach is the most fair, more precise. Yeah, so as we were making long-term decisions like we did the master scheduling, it impacts athletes, right? And so you have to consider those individuals once we're doing the master schedule, because everyone is trying to push towards academia, right? To get scholarships, right? Because it's very competitive, more competitive now than ever. I've been on about 6 college tours, and I can tell you the percentage of people get in, I don't care if it's local, Trinity, St. Mary's, like you just name them, UIW. I mean, it is like a 9% selection, 6% selection, Rice University, right? So the cream of the crop, that's the best. And they ask you, what advanced classes did you take? And so it has impact, as I would want to that we understand. So also, if I could, and so when you talked about grades, right? You did an 85 in algebra 1, and then you want to take another algebra retake, right? How are we assessing those that transfer into our district? Because we know we're in the transient population, and so how are we going back to validate or verify that those individuals that transfer in did not double take or retake something?
Well, it'll be, so you ask for their records and transcripts, you can get all that stuff in, and so, like I said, FSHISD said, this is new, that at the very last count, all the districts in the state of Texas went around, we're going except for one. So the chance of you seeing that should be very slim. But then also the counselors are responsible for verifying all the grades and all that, yeah. So we would hope that that would not happen. It's also noted that it's retaken. So, yeah, you have to.
I have a question going back to some of our students are moving not because of their choice, but because of their family's career, and now they don't even have a shot at being the Val LaSalle because they moved at a critical time in their school.
So this is just for the balance out, and so having criteria in place is what has been recommended, in the sense that we don't have it. So again, it's for cabinet when we're talking is, should a student that comes in their first semester as a senior, and they haven't been with us at all, and should they have the same, should they be included in balance out compared to the others that have been here the whole time? And so the standard of what, if they come in their sophomore year, they're okay. Even if they come in their, well, sophomore end, they'll be okay. If they're gonna come in the 4 semesters preceding, they're not gonna be eligible for balance out. And that was the recommendation that we made. So while I do understand what you're saying, especially with our population, yes, and that's why we're talking.
The choice of theirs is that,
No, they have
you know, their family moves. So I would ask that we see if there's some other way we can have that in. And I understand trying to provide a space for those that have been with us long term. But again, just thinking about I guess the lifestyle, the culture of our students. They move because they have to, not because they chose to. And in my head, I just feel like I look at it as a penalty to that student to say, well, you came here your junior year, you can't even try, you don't even have a chance at it. It's kind of like a demon in my head. I don't know what a suggestion would be to it at this point, but I would like for us to reconsider that option.
I'd like to go back to, you spoke about CTEs, level 3 and level 4 honor versus advanced. Do we even have an advanced culinary? Do we have an advanced? Just like their 4th year?
Oh, yeah, it's a practicum in culinary arts. Yeah, so all of the programs study have a level 1, 2, technically a 9, 10. A level 3 is junior, level 4. But again, let me go a little bit. Those 3rd and 4th is kind of where you're starting to take your AP and your credit, and you're getting more advanced, and you're getting more serious about the program of study that you're in. And you're wanting to do the engineering certification, and you're wanting to, like at high school, get all those college credits, which is something that will be the workforce. So yes, so those are considered higher level classes. So yes, every one of them have that.
This brings up a valid point. You chose to transfer my oldest son sophomore year, and we had a chance to delay it, but we went ahead and went on, right? And so, that's very interesting, to say the least, that's just a critical point, to bring up, about because you know that the valedictorian, right? You automatically get certain things that comes with that. I mean, free education in certain schools. So yeah, that's okay.
And again, when you look at these eligibility criteria, this is the standard in pretty much every high school you can think about. So wherever these children go to, if they decide not to come here and go somewhere else, they're going to most likely have that. They have more that have this than not.
So like Randolph and Blackman.
Yeah, so actually, Blackman is our current system, right? Our current system. And Randolph is, no, it's opposite.
Randolph is
They're both different.
Blackman is the system that we're proposing.
So
is the system that we're currently under. Magwin is the system that we're proposing.
And then so wherever the students go, during their tenure at high school, if, well, really any state, they're gonna have eligibility criteria to do for a balance out. So this is a standard that you see. But I completely understand where you're coming from, because it's no choice of their own, and they have to come, you could have had to do it in junior year, since they were sophomore year, right? It could have happened.
And you know, this is not only happens in academia overall, this also happens in athletics as well. There's students that come in that may not be eligible for varsity because they didn't have to play JV.
That's when we get our to work some of those issues when it comes to that degree and those things that may be impacting our students when they're moving and transitioning during the year. Would this be up for that?
Yeah, for what?
For that when they make, I don't know the process, can I address the school liaison?
You can.
Okay, so my question would be, if we vote to have this in place, do you know if it's something within the Big Three that could impact that student that's being impacted by this decision? Is it something, I know, like we mentioned with the cheerleading, not the cheerleading, but with the sports piece, in years past, if there was a tryout prior to that person coming, they have allowed for the person to try out via video or submit in that capacity so that they could see them and join the team once they arrive to their game installation. Is there something like that?
There isn't currently, but I mean, that's something we can bring up to the commissioner and see. But nothing in Big Three states that.
And one of the things in the Big Three, the sole purpose of it was to ensure that, we're talking regular students, we're not talking about South.
Right.
I'm talking regular students. If a student comes from Europe, student comes from Fort Campbell, student comes from, Fort Bragg, comes into your school system. The courses they took transfer into our school system without them having to retake it again. That was a problem they had years ago. We needed to make sure. I took my class, I took Algebra 2 in Fort Bragg. I'm not coming to Fort Sam Houston and take Algebra 2 again. So that was the purpose of the Big Three, but it wasn't defined for the Val South. Because that's another level. So that's just two different entities. Just to make sure that you get credit for all courses that you took, regardless of what state, country you were in.
That as well as, yes, but as well as the transition needs too. So it, that Big Three helped you with that transition. Not just grade wise, but whether they were AP honors, whether or not. So I'm just asking to see if we were honoring or if something is already in place to where we say, okay, we're saying 4 semesters you have to be here, but because they had to move to a senior year and don't have a chance to get 4 semesters in, can this impact or this compact be looked at as an option, as an exception for that student? And that's what I'm asking for, because again, our kiddos is granted moving when you're a student or when you're a child, you have to go where your parents are going. And in my head, being a military kid and having to move, it's more of a, if I was just staying in Northeast ISD and I moved to Northside ISD, I'm still moving, but it's not in my head as impactful as I just came from Europe. I just came from Georgia, or I just came from South Carolina, and now I'm being placed here without choice. And I know y'all were saying it's just for the SAL and for the BAL, but that's still a student who had to create, had to complete, basically, a course schedule, so to say, not knowing that we're about ourselves until we do this GPA calculating. So if I'm coming and, you would think that a child would try their best all the time regardless of what that reward will be on the inside, but if I'm coming and I don't even have a choice at it, what if my mind says, I'm just gonna see my way out, see you get degrees. So versus I'm giving you that extra, I'm putting forth that momentum, that whatever, I don't know what you use right now. But sometimes when we reduce choices, kids make decisions based on not having that choice. So I don't know what to say put here right now, but I do want us to consider that criteria. And I know we're saying this is the standard, but have we looked at it as our military kids? I don't know what the answer is right now, but I would like for us to consider it. Because it is, like I said, most don't have to move their senior or junior year, but we do know that it happens. And you don't want to, I don't want to call it penalize, but you don't want to impact those kids when, or basically just say, you don't even have a chance.
I think all of us know, right, that you can put in high school stabilization, right? And we've all tried to do that. It's not a guarantee. If it was a guarantee, we wouldn't even have this issue, right? We wouldn't even have this conversation. But it's that the needs of the military, the needs of the services, where families still have to move, even though you put in that 4.87 to do high school stabilization, and it's not 100% guaranteed. So I definitely hear you on that point, right? And that's the issue.
When we say standard, you're talking about Central Texas, or you're talking about nationwide? Actually, I'm talking about Texas, but even nationwide, when, like, if you go to other states and look. So if it is a military child that is moving, wherever they end up, most likely, they will not be qualified to be down south. And the big three, from what I know of it, this is not part of it. And I don't know that end of it, if it ever could be.
We are unique. We have unique situations in so many things. This is just one of them. And unfortunately, sometimes it comes with career issues. I've got two sons that are living in that as well. So I'm saying,
So those were the two policies that I wanted to, I did. So, for FDA local, the NRPs, and then for our proposed changes with PIC level, we're bringing forward for you guys to approve. And there are a lot of policies that we're bringing forward to change. And that's all I have.
So, great perspective, and what you were stating. We always revisit if there was an opportunity to, you know, down the line. I see that the board has some future deliberation about it down the line. I think that would be very, very equitable to get everything done. But we do have to have a standard. We do need a standard for now, and then we don't have a full, complete standard. So,
yeah, I support the proposed revisions that I also understand your
absolutely.
And I think I know where you're going with this. I wouldn't want to hold up the revisions, but I would like to see if there's any.
Yeah, and I'm already gonna.
Yeah, I mean, and it's tough because how many kids do you have that? How many military members do you have that are in the other districts? And and still have to deal with this as well. So it's going to be a fine balance, I think. But yeah, in my stance, I'm gonna support the proposed revisions, but I'm also supporting looking into it, looking to see if we can revise this.
And I know I got reading this multiple times, so I can get an understanding, which I really do now. We talked about four semesters. So in order to compete for the vow, you have to be here at the start of your junior year. So the junior year is 2 semesters. The senior year is 2 semesters. So that gives you 4 semesters. And this may be something I'm throwing at you, but what would be the impact if they only had 2 semesters? Is this a state guidance?
Yeah, so this is a recommendation. So the last thing that they do is they make recommendations based on what's going on in the community, based on legislature, based on all kinds of things.
Right.
And this is their standard. And they'll tell you your policy is not high enough. And it's just basically whoever ranks first or second, and that's it. And there's nothing to it. But that's what we had. And we're not the only district that have had that. And so for us, but I also will tell you that, as Dr. Bates alluded to it, there are parents that have kids that move to have a better opportunity to have a higher GPA. They do. And it has nothing to do with our children that would have to move, right? So, this is for all kids. Either it's an employee child or either it's, another. We also, from data, don't have a lot of kids that come in this late, usually when they're, our graduating class, we think about having 119. We didn't have many coming up. We do have some, but it's not a lot. But it could happen. It could be a kid that, it could. So I will definitely, look around, there's some other things I want to look at too.
So what you're saying is it's just gonna be a proposed agenda item in the next month or so, maybe June, maybe July, right? And so it sounds like that's the proposal that as you revisit this, even though we may agree to it now, right? And that's good that it's written, but I was saying that we want to put it back on the agenda.
No, I was gonna say that when we do the motion to add that verbiage to the motion, and I made it. So you have to just be labeling it and going on and on. But if you could add something to the effect that as it reads here, with the ability to visit this FDA, academic. Like I said, the others, I'm good with, it's just that 4 semester piece that I'm struggling with. And I guess I'd be in the minority.
If I may make a recommendation, we're very fortunate to have our council here, and we've worked with several districts like that. Ms. Hall, you can bring your expertise to the table on this agenda.
Just from what I'm hearing, I mean, part of that piece that came down to me maybe 5 years ago. And it was because a lot of big schools where you have the top 6 and you have the Val-Sal for the automatic admit to UT and to the state schools, they were jumping ship. They were leaving in their senior year to go to Seguin or to from Highland Park or whatever, to live with a grandmother or to do whatever so that they could get a better shot at getting in. That was originally what that was intended to do. I think you are a very unique community. And from what it sounds like, I think you could very easily, and I will say, most of my school districts have that. Almost all of my school districts have that, but they're not in the same situation necessarily that your kids are in. And so if there's some debate, I think it's real easy to pull that one policy if all the others can go. I think if there's, and you can table it and bring it back after a discussion. I think you have, your neighbors next door just had a huge subcommittee of parents that did their GPA and their ranking and their weighting policy for a lot of the same stuff that you all are talking about today. I'm not suggesting that you do that. I don't know that that's absolutely necessary here. But it's not unusual to say, much like you suggested, let's take, policy A, B, and C, but let's table D and E so that we can look at those and come back to them in the next month or two. I didn't hear that any of them were going to take effect with this class for September. So if you need additional time to do your due diligence, you've got that opportunity. But just food for thought from the peanut gallery.
No, I get it. Excellent. Great perspective. I agree. So we would do that. We can still move forward with all of the board policies, and we can enable EIC local class ranking to get it for another board meeting.
And you may want to look at the number of kids that are transferring into your school in the junior and senior year to see if it really is a concern or if it's not, so that you're not making that decision in a vacuum.
Say that again?
So what you may want to, one of the things that I would suggest you probably look at is the number of students you actually have transferring in and out, more in your junior and senior year, so that you know if it's even a problem. If you have two, probably not something you need to really concern yourselves with. If you have 15, that can skew a whole class, right? So those are the kinds of things I would suggest as you go back and look at. That'll help you make a more informed decision of, I get that one kid is one kid too many, but in the grand scheme of things, you see what I'm saying, right? Is this really a problem or is it not? Is this something we really need to concern ourselves with, or has it not really impacted us over the last 5 or 10 years? That's all.
Good discussion. Great discussion.
Question. I remember we used to do state edition. We didn't do it last year. We get a lot of some of this information, right? When you're educating parents, they're coming on board, coming into the district, right? Something can be helpful for information sharing. So I wasn't sure about the basis if that is something like that. I don't know if we did it last year, we did it before, but state of the district to the population, so that out of accountability. No, sir.
And I will say, I have grievances every single year about your Val and Sal and this 4-semester thing, because parents don't normally get into the E-series of policies, which is where all this is. It's the instructional stuff. It's pretty dense. It's rather complicated. I deal with it all the time, and it's really complicated for me. And so we have grievances every year at my school districts about a kid who didn't know that they weren't eligible because they didn't transfer in until the end of their junior year. That's not an uncommon issue, even by putting it in. And usually it's in the student code of conduct. Usually it's in, the student handbook, more the student handbook than the student code of conduct. It's just, it's not anybody's radar when their kids are, when their kids aren't seniors, quite frankly. Everybody knows they want a high GPA. Everybody knows they want college. They know they get a weighting for certain grades, but they're not paying attention to, oh, you've got to be here for 4 semesters. That's not an uncommon grievance.
So for who's going to do the motion on this, we make sure that we include that we're going to table EIC class ranking and feature meetings. That will have an opportunity to get a little research done on it. We got to make sure we stay that there. Great dialogue.
So, with that motion, am I saying that we will table it, or are we saying to
table it to future meeting.
The EIC local one to further notice.
No, I would suggest you table it for further investigation with directives to administration that they look into that. Here, give me a pen.
Board meeting.
That's a different one.
So I'm going to read it today on agenda item 11. The superintendent recommends adding, revising, and deleting the following local policies in accordance with the proposed changes resulting from the policy review section conducted on March 21st through the 22nd, 2024. Do we have a motion for this agenda item?
Mr. President, I recommend adding, revising, and deleting the following policies in accordance with the proposed changes resulting from the policy review session conducted on March 21st, 22nd, 2024, with the exception to table EIC local academic achievement class ranking to for a future meeting and ask administration to investigate the issue brought forward today.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
I, Andrew Nicholas. I,
Richard
Moving white. Motion passes. For the record, EIC local class ranking will be reviewed and researched and brought back to the board for consideration. Good deal. All right. Agenda item 12 is the interlocal agreement between the University of Texas at Austin on-ramps program and Fort Sam Houston ISD. The superintendent recommends approving the interlocal agreement between the University of Texas at Austin and the Fort Sam Houston ISD for the 2024-2025 on-ramps program as submitted. One more member, any questions or comments? Hearing none, is there a motion for this agenda item?
Mr. President, I recommend approval of the agreement with the University of Texas at Austin program as submitted.
Is there a second? Aye. All in favor?
Aye.
Richard
I, Andrew Nicholas.
Aye, Woody White. Majority vote, the motion passes. Agenda item 13 is 2024-2025 Fort Sam Houston ISD Employee Board of Trustees Responsible Use of Rules for Technology Resources. The superintendent recommends approval the 2023-2024 Fort Sam Houston ISD Employee Board of Trustees Reasonable Use Agreements for Technology Resources as submitted.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Bates. Mr. President, Dr. Bates, members of the board, executive staff, and guests. I'm here just to briefly talk to you about an annual update that we usually do for our employee board member responsible use agreement for technology resources. This is an annual practice that we bring forth to the board every year. Historically, in a couple of years past, what we typically did was we saved it to the July-August board meeting. But really what this particular document does is it provides a prerequisite once approved by the board. We immediately have a collaboration with our Human Resources Department. We add it to our new employee paperwork, and then our new employees, as well as our returning employees, when they come back, they have to sign this document for us in order to get emails, laptops, and technology resources. And so we bring it to you now because we're in hiring season, and the goal is hopefully, with your approval, we can get this going so that our new employees for Fort Sam can immediately get this, and then over the summer, we provide them those necessary resources, so when they officially start in August, they have one extra foot through the door, and they have all their instructional materials and things like that. There are two pieces I just wanted to bring to your attention that are slightly different this year. So typically the document is as follows, but one of the things that I just wanted you to note is a little bit of different language here this year as to the why and what's accepted for our staff and for our board members. So the technology department has been working really closely with teaching and learning throughout the course of the year to help streamline the instructional materials that we use with our internet access. And also, at the same time, the Texas legislature passed House Bill 18. It's called the SCOPE Act, Securing Children Online Through Parental Empowerment. And that officially, the whole bill goes into effect this current September. Most of the bill is about protecting kiddos from anything that's improper on the internet. And it's not necessarily for school districts, it's got a piece in there, but it's for all different types of vendors. And so we are mostly in compliance even before this bill got passed. But one of the great pieces of it, and I really, really like this bill, is that one of the pieces to it is saying that school districts have a responsibility to inform parents and the community of the instructional materials that are provided digitally. And so we hadn't had a very formal process in the past. So working with teaching and learning, we actually got with the classroom teachers throughout the school year, knowing this bill officially goes into effect in September of this coming year, to build out what that looks like. And so because of that, there's language officially in our agreement this year that says that employees such as classroom teachers, coaches, administrators who seek to use these materials for instructional purposes will do so in accordance with those district procedures that we collaboratively set forth. We have a vetting process that we've been working to get better and better throughout the course of the year. Teachers now put in their materials that they'd like to be vetted. On the teaching and learning side, they vet it for the instructional compatibility and for what they need to use in the classroom. On my side, I vet it for network security, data privacy, everything that those terms and service to protect our kiddos. So I added that there because I wanted to show you that we do officially have a website that is on our district website, and it is a labor of love. But working with the individual teachers on all of the campuses, we have now started to add the technology materials that our teachers are using in the classroom. And so this is live for our community. I think it's great transparency for us to be able to show this is what may or may not be used in our classroom. And again, this is the K-12 and it can get filtered. But we did have that piece in the responsible use agreement because it takes a village. And we do need our teachers to now follow new procedures so that way I can ensure that the materials are listed on here and this is accurate for our community.
So if I'm looking at this correctly, model?
Yes.
Is not approved.
It's not approved. And when you click on these individual pieces, again, this has just sort of been us adding to it. We're adding more language. It doesn't necessarily mean that an app is a bad app. It just may mean that there's a different instructional material that's utilized. And so what we have is we have a lot of teachers who come and go throughout our district who are from previous districts. All districts are sort of doing this, but what we want to show is when you come from Northeast or you come from Judson, we want to show you the materials that we have, that we've vetted, and that we've also secured for our kiddos. I've also told the teachers everything's subject to change.
So we have products on here that may be a no, and they may be no because their terms of service, they sell their data to distributors. We don't want anyone who sells our kids' data. And so we may say no, and then when they change their terms of service, we might flip it to green on here, and then we'll just let them know. But just because it's approved for use doesn't necessarily mean every single teacher may be using it. It's just a library to kind of show that information. Yes. So that's one piece on our, any other questions on that? So the other piece is the big hot topic, the fan favorite of Dr. Bates. And I'm sure you've also heard if you go to your conferences or you watch the news, AI, right? I'm going to preface this by saying that TASB is also working on language to support school districts in this. So in my world in technology and AI, just as I tell you something 2 weeks later, tech changes. But I thought it was very valuable for us to at least put something in writing as a head start, because if we don't, we're not providing that guidance to our staff, and we don't want them to go rogue and then do something that would risk our network by any means necessary. So this is the language. I've been working with all of the district, district individuals who do this. So we've all been collaborating on what they're putting in their acceptable uses, so this is a collaborative effort. So there's some borrowed language from everybody. This isn't just Tori's idea of what works for AI. I also got this in front of our 410 cabinet so that they could get their eyes on it too and walk through what AI looks like. But in short, what I wanted to take away from this is that ignorance is not a good strategy for us. And we can't just wish AI is going to go away. Also, AI can be used for a good tool, but I'm asking staff to just, again, go through that approval process that we were talking about before with district procedures. Let us vet it, make sure it's safe on the computer side, safe on the curriculum and instruction side, before they use it in the classroom. So we're not saying no, we're not doing AI, we're just making sure we have a very thoughtful approach to the AI that's going to be used. But under no circumstances, no matter what, can staff enter in what's called personal identifiable information to include student names, addresses, phone numbers, things that might leave our district. That's a big giant no-no. So we need to put some guardrails in place. If the AI tool is approved, staff members will be provided clear guidelines. We've got a series of supports coming in the following year to help teach and coach people up on what AI is, so that if they want to use it in their classroom, how to appropriately use it. But I wanted to get this in front of you because if we didn't do it, they're going to be doing it anyway. And it's good to kind of have those parameters that are listed and provided here. So that way I can get in front of staff, we can help guide, and we can guide the direction of what we want AI to look like. I know I've had so many conversations with Dr. Bates about AI, and so it's worrisome, right? But we don't know what we don't know. The technology changes so fast.
You know, I was in a conference and I was in these sessions about AI, and all these superintendents are looking at each other with glazed eyes, and I'm texting Ms. Marquez, do we know this? Are we doing this? Do we know? It's the fear of the unknown because it's ever so evolving. There have been a lot of, let's just put it, a lot of trouble with employees and students in terms of the use of AI. So we're just trying to, once again, trying to find the parameters that we can work with so it's a win-win for both our staff, faculty, staff, and students.
Just going to remind you, the responsible use agreement is all about protecting our students, really at the end of the day. So we're going to do everything we can. We will not sacrifice the safety and security of our students' information as a result of using tech use. And so we're just sort of kind of coming up with that. So those are the two pieces I wanted to bring to you first before just asking for your approval so that you had a thorough review. There's other information on that document, but it's all typical stuff that happens every year. We do have what's acceptable and what's unacceptable, and then potential consequences should a staff member violate any of those things. But are there any questions for me?
Does this require a legal review? No, it was just for proper wording, more so just for wording and text.
No, not on this one.
Okay.
We're
Yeah.
actually following our policy that we have in place for our local and our legal policy. This is just granular for specificity of this AI particular tool, yeah.
So my question is, responsible disagreement and acceptable disagreements. You have people that just sign that I will agree to terms and conditions, right? But at the beginning of the school year, are you prepared to actually brief the body to say, this is the reason why you're actually doing this versus just leaving it a,
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you, so we haven't done a great job of that in the past. It's just been a document that's been kind of attached and here you sign, but working with the staff that we have in the tech department, you're kind of creating more work for yourself if you don't articulate what the why behind things are. We've had a lot of interest in this too. So I told them I wanted to get in front of you first for the board, and then it's like a marketing campaign, right? How do we best articulate the practices and the why behind it, why I'm telling you we need an acceptable use policy. I met with a couple of different teachers and was explaining to them, hey, we can't put kids' information in here. And it wasn't that they were trying to do malicious intent, it was just they didn't put the pieces together. And once I explained, hey, when you do this, this is what's happening, then the behavior changed. And so to answer your point, we haven't done it before, but we're working on a better process in the future to kind of explain what these would be like. But it's not just gonna be a document anymore that gets signed. Yes. Yes. Any other questions?
I got it.
If the language changes, if we get language from the state or better guidance, then I will come to you and say, hey, we got better language. But again, I felt like we couldn't wait. You know, we had to get something on the books, and then this may be revised as the technology.
This also allows us to capture those new employees that's coming over board also.
Yes.
Versus trying to go back behind and,
Yes.
we're capturing them up front.
Yeah, so new employees will sign this as soon as they get hired and before they get those accounts. Returning employees, this happens right as they start their contract at the beginning of August. We have a plan for that.
I would tell you that you know, where we work, we sign documents like this. There's no explanation, breakdown for us. However, we know what we're reading because it's a real occurrence. But for kids specifically, you know, a whole lot more of possibilities of impropriety or so to happen. So I'm good with this.
Yeah, I'll bring you the student responsible use agreement next month. This was just staff, but it was just for the employee. Yeah, the student will come next, so it'll look a little different. But thank y'all for your time.
No, thank you. And thank you for looking forward. What were any questions? Any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, do we have a motion for this agenda item?
Mr. President, I move to approve the 2023-2024 Port St. Houston ISD Employee Board of Trustees Responsible Use Agreement for Technology Resources as submitted.
Okay, for a second. Second. All in favor?
I, Latoya Sizer. I, Adrian Lewis.
I would like, very good, the motion passes. Thank you. Agenda item 14 is the proposed board member training opportunities for the 2024-2025 school year. The superintendent recommends approving the proposed board member training opportunities for the 2024-2025 school year as submitted.
Folks, this is just a list of trainings that we're to go to. All I'm asking is to approve this list. My vision is between June and July, bringing us back possibly June or July, to start putting names with the trainings that we since we have new board members on. I don't want to get that look from Ms. Timmons. She's very due diligent in wanting to get this stuff out ASAP. So that gives you all a couple of months to look at your calendars speak with your better halves and decide which trainings that you are able to attend. So all we're doing, I'm just recommending to approve the list.
Looking at training, pretty much all the same. You guys have any questions, comments?
And I'll let y'all know, like what, probably July, that we'll bring this back, bring calendars, we'll let students send that information out so we can get names on our trainings.
Bring your name. Okay. Very nice. Is there a motion for this agenda item?
Mr. President, I move to approve the proposed board member training opportunity for the 2024-2025 school year as submitted.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
I, Latoya Society.
I, Andrea Nicholas.
I, Richard Quinn.
I would like. Majority vote, the motion passes. Agenda item 15 is consideration and possible action to nominate a Fort Sam Houston ISD trustee for the Region 20 position AC on the Texas Association of School Board, ASB. The superintendent recommend approval of nomination of Fort Sam Houston ISD trustee for the Region 20 position AC on the TASB board. So, at this time, board members, we have a board member who wish to be nominated to sit on the
I have a question.
Sure.
Since we are postponing for the training, what do we have to have those things first of all?
But that, which one?
Is there a, because
For
that's
right
the
now.
item that we're on right now, yes.
So if you were to elect, if you wanted to sit on the task board, then we would submit it after all, it'll get set by the.
Right, so my question is, do we have a set yes to submit the name?
Yes, it's July 1st.
July 1st, okay. So that's not enough time to wait until the board members are appointed.
We're going to have 18 months.
And, yeah.
We're going to have 18 months on the board.
Okay.
Yeah, the new board members, So we'll wait until our other board members come back to be sure whether or not he is looking. Sitting on the task board is an honor, when it comes to work. You have to have an opportunity to time because their training, their meeting is added to what you already do. And the decision making is made at a state level. So, but it's a great opportunity. Mr. Queen, we were just asking if we had anyone who, board member who wish to nominate themselves to sit on the TAB board, we would wait. And I wanted to have you have an opportunity to say yes or no. No? Okay. So currently, we don't have any board trustees wishing to attend to sit on the TAB position A, correct? Am I not listening? Okay, having stated so, I will reinstate, the superintendent recommends approving the board. Correction. Because, the superintendent recommends approving the nomination of Fort Sam Houston ISD trustees for the Region 20 position ACA on the TASB board. After close discussion with the board of trustees, the Fort Sam Houston board of trustees will not nominate a member of for Region 20 position AC on the board as on the TASB board. So there's no equal.
Yes. The question is is there any impact to us by not having a board on this, what's happening?
No, the board is made up of seven, well, I'm not gonna put the number out there. I don't know the number exactly, how many board members it is on that board, but it doesn't have an impact on the district. There's very minimal. Okay. Good for the record, Ms. Simmons. All right. Agenda item number 16, discussion and possible action to reconsider board policy, BED local board meetings, public participation. The superintendent recommended taking action to keep the public participation at the current 3-minute time frame, or to amend the current time frame of the 3 minutes back to the 5 minutes. At this time, we have a board member who wishes to discuss this agenda item.
And so I requested that we revisit this meeting local, because we had two, I guess we had public address and then we had, public address and public comment. And so both of them were 5 minutes. And so we removed one of them because I guess we had a conversation with Tab B, and they recommended that, to remove one of the actual, was it comments on the address, I guess we removed the address, public address. But then we lessened the timeline to 3 minutes for public comment. And so I know we had a lot going on that day, back in November. And so I'm asking that, I think we probably overlooked this one, to say, if you had 2 5-minute timelines, and then we merged them to one, why would we lessen the time to 3 minutes for public comment? I think that why are we here is to support the community in which we serve. And if we're lessening their voice and moving it to 3 minutes, why not just stay to 5 minutes? Given the fact we're always in here for about 3-4 hours, what does another 2 minutes gonna allow or stop for the community to come up and speak their piece? And so I recommend that we go back to the 5 minute, given the fact we merged two policies, if you will, for 2 5 minutes to a 3 minute. I recommend we add 2 minutes back to that, to make it 2 minutes additional public comment.
Any other comments?
Okay, so for BED local, so BED local and BED legal are about, as you guys know, board meetings and public participation. So as you know, legal policy guides the local policy. So a meeting of the Board of Trustees is a meeting of the board to conduct district business, i.e. going through your agenda items. A board meeting is not a public meeting. The school board may adopt reasonable rules regarding the public's right to address the board, which includes rules that limit the total amount of time that a member of the public may address the board. This comes from House Bill 2840, which came into effect in 2019, and this House bill revised the Open Meetings Act and specifically set guidelines regarding the ability of the public to address the board during public comment in an open meeting. At the November board meeting, administration brought a recommended BED local policy revision to the board. Prior to this revision, the district agenda had included public comment and public address. A public comment was allowed for items not on the agenda, and each individual was allotted 5 minutes to speak. A public address was for the public to speak on agenda items, and the time allotted was 2 minutes. TASB's review of this policy recommended the removal of public address, which is not standard for school boards to have, and recommended only including public comment, which allows a member of the public to address the board on agenda and non-agenda items, thus eliminating the need for both. The revision recommended to the board was based on the need to align BED with current law by providing only public comment, as the new law specifically provided that during regular meetings, the public was allowed to speak on any matter, either on the agenda or not, and then during special call board meetings, the public was limited to speaking on matters because they were on the agenda. This eliminated the need for public comment and the public address as it effectively streamlined the process and brought it into compliance with the law. So additionally, during this time, CASB recommended that all speakers be given 3 minutes to speak during public comment. 3 minutes is the common practice both for school boards in Texas and also nationally. Actually, some have less. Additionally, all speakers who register are allowed to speak. No longer can districts cap the total amount of public comment time. However, to further meet efficiency in the event of many speakers, the board president can reduce each speaker's time. But in this case, each speaker cannot be given less than 1 minute to speak. And the reason for this is twofold. First, to ensure every speaker who wishes to speak will have an opportunity to do so. And 2, because it is a meeting of the board in public and not a public meeting here in town hall. To further meet the efficiency and ensure that the board has enough time to conduct the necessary business for the district. So our public also, as you know, has several avenues that they can take to bring forward concerns such as setting up meetings with campus and district personnel. And then there are policies, as you mentioned at the beginning of the report, DGPA, FNG, and GF, which govern the complaint process. So to reiterate, the purpose of the school board meeting is to conduct business as a school district, and the school board must have enough time to conduct such business. And then in November, we came forward, the district recommended going to the CASB recommendation, and then the board approved the district revision to be local by a unanimous vote. So that's kind of the background and the why I wanted to revisit with you guys.
And I think that was the time where we had another situation, Nicholas, and I think that we were so concerned about you and your health, your quality of life, that just got blanketed, right? Of an approval process, and we spoke about that. This is one of the comments I made to Dr. Bates. I said, if the length of the meetings is a concern, then I believe we need to trim down some of the briefers' time and ensure they only tell us what we need to know and not everything they know about the subject matter as we conduct school district business. Additionally, we could reduce the number of school board agenda items and hold a special meeting on a need-based approach. So I know we talked about the 5 minutes versus the 3 minutes, but how many people do we really get to come up, given the fact that our school board meetings at 11 o'clock a.m., which does not support working families and districts and teachers and paras and, right, us as the community that we serve. And so, like today, we only had 2 speakers, right, 5 minutes. Is that really too long of a time to add 2 minutes? And I get the point of, we're trying to look at what other people are doing, right? But we are unique, and sometimes we don't have to do what others do, right? You know, we have a duty and an obligation for the community which we serve, and I know that because we've heard that comment by several family members about the timeline, right? And it's almost like when Marge gets said, go. And they feel like we're running out of time to just speak their case, right? And, you know, we don't have a dialogue with them, we just take the information, and then we massage it, and we hope to, make adjustments as need be. But again, I just wanted us to revisit that, and just to have that conversation if we needed to, because we did lessen the actual public comment by 2 minutes, versus when we urged to 2.
I'd like to state that we're going to move to closed session shortly, and there's just a discussion of closed session. What I would like to share is that, the change of this actually makes it better, so that a member of the community have the opportunity to speak on whatever they want to wish to speak about. So that opens the door for that. Number 2, in November, we voted on this year, just like with all boards, you have to read your material. I came in here, I already knew what material was asking, so I was already prepared. And it had nothing to do, in my opinion, with anyone getting illness or these things, but because I was already prepared. And that's why we asked you to read the information beforehand. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys. And three is, when I think about, all of our, phenomenal principals and the leaders of the different departments, the opportunity for you, for them to speak, for them to grow, for them to learn, for them to take accountability of what their program is, whether it's high school, middle school, technology, what have you. It gives them the opportunity to take accountability. I don't want to hear from the superintendent. This is just Lily White telling me or trying to tell me what's going on in the elementary school. You need to get up, you need to speak, and you need to take accountability for your area. That is why we need to hear from each individual. Because this would get boring to me to hear Dr. Bates try to explain to me about athletics and everything that's going on. And no leader in any organization has the answers. The SMEs have the answers. I just want to kind of put that out there because that briefing that we received from each of the executive staff is very important to get the direct, straight, the right information from that individual, and that they are being accountable for what they are doing. And it also gives them an opportunity to speak in front of the board. And it's going them to be, it's going them to one day for those who have aspirations to maybe become a superintendent of such. They understand how they're comfortable with speaking in front of groups, in front of school boards, and they understand the totality of being accountable for their entire area. That's how Lily White looks at this. And so definitely I want to keep the school board executives, principals, and directors speaking on and taking accountability for their department.
Mr. White?
Yes.
I don't know what we just did for like 4 minutes that you just spoke about, but I think I take offense that it's almost like you said that I wasn't prepared, and I'm always prepared to do board meetings. Secondly, you just spoke for 4 minutes, so you could just see what 2 minutes would do, right? And so, but again, I'll be remiss if I didn't, bring forward that comment. But I know we're going to go into closed session. Thank you.
Yes, and we're going to go into closed session, and I don't keep times when board members speak, but I'm glad to know that you do. However, the reason I stated it is because we were not making the comment, we didn't vote on this agenda item. With tonight, no one was already being presented for us. So one board member being sick is not the reason we didn't know what to vote on. You read the material before you come to the board, and you know what's going on. And so our decision was not made for the public, it was not made based on someone having an illness. That happens all the time. It's based on our study. Yes, ma'am.
I'm asking that we go ahead and move into closed session, because I feel like we're
Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You just have to give me an opportunity for a board member to speak. We have to make sure they have an opportunity to speak in public. Okay? That's what we're gonna do. All right, agenda item number 17. Closed session meeting as authorized by Texas Government Code Section 551.074 personnel matters and pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.071 consultation with the council of the district. The time is now 1:37 p.m. We're moving into closed session.